Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to our Fallout 4 deep dive series. If you're new here, make sure you guys consider subscribing for more Fallout 4 content in the future and join our growing community here on YouTube. We're fastly approaching 500 subs and you should be a part of that first 500. Now, if you're coming back, as always, thank you guys for the continued support on this series, as well as our Fallout 4 playthroughs in general. And as always, make sure you guys consider liking and sharing the video with a friend if you enjoy what you see today. Now, if you haven't done so yet either, make sure you head on over to my Twitch, my Kick, or my YouTube live channels. They're all linked down in the description below. Give us a follow, come hang out during our live streams, and let's talk Fallout, let's connect, and also join our community Discord, which is also linked down in the description below. All of those links can also be found at reclusegaming.com. But without further ado, let's get into some Fallout 4. When traveling through the downtown Fens neighborhood of the Boston Commonwealth, the sole survivor will happen upon a familiar view. The walls of Fenway Park, also recognized by the members of the Commonwealth as the Great Green Jewel. When approaching the front entrance, the sole survivor will hear a voice expressing frustration.
Everybody's next favorite NPC. It's Piper.
I got orders not to let you in, Miss Piper. I'm sorry. I'm just doing my job.
Ooh, just doing your job. Protecting Diamond City means keeping me out, is that it? Oh, look, it's the scary reporter. Boom.
I'm sorry, but Mayor McDonough's really steamed, Piper. Saying that article you wrote was all lies.
Piper is a resident of Diamond City as well as the owner, publisher, and sole journalist of the Public Occurrences newspaper within the Commonwealth. She can eventually become a companion for the sole survivor, as well as romance depending on your positive or negative rapport that you build with her. Today's video will be looking closely at the story behind everyone's favorite, Piper Wright.
What's that? You said you're a trader up from Quincy? You have enough supplies to keep the general store stocked for a whole month?
Piper Wright was born in a settlement just on the outskirts of the Commonwealth with Nat and their father, a member of the local militia. Piper's career in journalism began when her father was found dead under suspicious circumstances, and she investigated to learn what he had discovered that raiders were plotting to destroy the town. His superior in the militia, Captain Mayburn, was in league with them and arranged to leave the main gate open and unguarded one night in exchange for a cut of the loot. When Piper's father caught onto this scheme, the captain murdered him and prevented word of the plot from getting out. When the local authorities refused to believe or even investigate Piper's claims about Mayburn's corruption, Piper resorted to making and distributing flyers across the entire settlement calling out his crimes. The public accusations brought this to the attention of the town's mayor, who accepted Piper's evidence. Outraged by this failure of duty, the settlers exiled Mayburn, and when the raiders eventually showed up, expecting the gate to be wide open, they instead encountered a prepared defenses by alerted members of the community and were pushed away. With both parents gone and Nat too young to work, Piper relied mainly on kindness and charity to survive. Eventually, the sisters, though, were able to save enough money to relocate to Diamond City by paying for passage on a caravan. However, life in the big city provided its own share of challenges at the time of their arrival. Diamond City was plagued by corruption, lax security, and failing infrastructure. Frustrated with this state of affairs and increasingly desperate to enact change, Piper founded and ran the newspaper Public Occurrences. This was to raise awareness of the city's problems it had. Despite her noble intentions, though, her career was fraught with danger and intrigue from the start. After the founding of her newspaper, an article she wrote exposing the efforts of a caravan cartel to drive up food prices made her the target of their retribution. The cartel secretly arranged for Piper to be poisoned while drinking at the Dugout Inn, which she narrowly survived by immediately chugging Vadim Bobrov's moonshine straight from the still to induce a vomit reaction. Talk about a nasty hangover. Now, in the meantime, the assassin was apprehended by the Diamond City security and the cartel members were arrested. In a later incident, an investigation into irradiated drinking water at Bunker Hill led Piper to be kidnapped by the Church of the Children of Adam, who would have killed her as a human sacrifice if not for Piper's convincingly faking a vision of Adam and being believable to the extent where she was initiated into the cult. Piper also regularly fell in the conflict with Diamond City security during her investigations, to the point that their lockup came to be nicknamed the Piper Suite. For her frequent stays in it, which leads me to believe that just meant she was being a very in-depth journalist and doing her job correctly, Piper's dedication to her craft brought readers in droves. Both loved and hated, the citizens held a level of respect for her ability to provide information and shine a light on the many issues within Diamond City and the surrounding areas of the Boston Commonwealth. However, this level of success came at a cost. Following the release of Piper's first edition, many of the city who Piper had once considered friends and confidants became distant, and she started building a reputation both within Diamond City and the surrounding Commonwealth alike as being a nosy snoop. Public opinion on the paper eventually soured, with many citizens writing to complain about the negative tone of its reporting, which ultimately led to Piper feeling alienated by the community that she swore to protect and inform. The discontent of citizens reached its peak when a publication titled The Synthetic Truth, released in 2287, although the article largely consisted of a retrospective on the Broken Mask incident of 2229 and an interview with the event's last surviving witness, Eustace Hawthorne. It also contained some gray areas, vaguely accusing Diamond City's mayor as being a scent that was working on behalf of the Institute. Although she was certain in her accusations, Piper lacked any solid evidence for them, and the mayor subsequently had Piper removed from Diamond City by security and then banned from ever re-entering.
Piper.
I got orders not to let you in, Miss Piper. I'm sorry. I'm just doing my job.
Ooh, just doing your job. Protecting Diamond City means keeping me out, is that it? Oh, look, it's the scary reporter. Boom.
I'm sorry, but Mayor McDonough's really steamed, Piper, saying that article you wrote was all lies.
Through sheer determination and commitment to protecting Diamond City and keeping her people informed, eventually Piper encounters us, the sole survivor, and uses that as an opportunity to gain entry into the Great Green Walls.
Who are you?
Shh. Lay along. What's that? You said you're a trader up from Quincy? You have enough supplies to keep the general store stocked for a whole month?
What?
You hear that, Danny? You gonna open the gate and let us in, or are you gonna be the one talking to crazy Myrna?
What if
about
I just
losing
was
out
like,
on all the
I'm not a
supplies?"
trader from Quincy.
Jeez, all right.
Who is this nut?
Piper. Give me a minute.
Like, who is this crazy lady?
Better head inside quick before old Danny catches on to the bluff.
This place, Diamond City. What is it?
Oh, the Green Jewel? She's a sight. Everyone who's anyone in the Commonwealth is from here, settled here, got kicked out of here. A big wall, some power, working plumbing, schools, and some security goons are what make Diamond City the big monster it is. Oh, love it or hate it. You'll see for yourself soon enough. Let's go.
Interesting. My question about that dialogue, how would...
Piper Wright is arguably one of the best written characters within Fallout 4 or even the Fallout franchise, in my personal opinion, due to her sheer determination to live with honor and integrity while providing massive levels of knowledge and information to her readers. She is considered to be a lonely woman that has come to feel isolated due to her drive to gather information for any topic she is covering for her publication. As we previously mentioned, the community came to have a distaste for her, considering her a nosy snoop due to her ability to be thorough and never content in seeking the truth. In time, Piper developed a rapport with Nick Valentine, who we've made a video on already, so be sure to check that out next. But both Piper and Nick serve as investigators to the community of Diamond City as well as the surrounding Commonwealth or the downtown Boston area in their very own respects. Many have come to keep them at a distance due to their professions. Both being investigators, they could be seen as nosy or invasive with their focus around seeking further information when on an investigation. Piper has come to believe getting into trouble is just part of the gig. After all, she has a jail cell named the Piper Suite, and at one point even had an assassination attempt on her. To go through all of that and then to continue to seek the truth, there's a level of determination that's unobtainable by many and has become a point of pride for her. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, Piper Wright can eventually become a companion after we complete a series of quests. The initial quest line is the Jewel of the Commonwealth and Story of the Century. Following the Story of the Century, we're able to actually have Piper become a permanent companion, and as long as we continue to build positive rapport with her, we can eventually romance her if we would like, as well as earn the passive titled The Gift of Gab. And the Gift of Gab is a great passive to have. If you have maximum affinity with Piper, it will allow us to have double XP upon successfully persuading an NPC or discovering new locations. Piper will often refer to the sole survivor as Blue if we've left her for a while and come back to her, or even just in casual dialogue. And Piper has some of the most notable quotes throughout the Fallout 4 experience, and I can put those up on the screen.
Why don't we ask the newcomer? You support the news? You can't stop the press. But they try. They try.
I think up to this point in our Fallout 4 playthrough, Piper is likely the most relatable to the sole survivor. Her family was stripped away from her through a series of tragic events, and she had to truly step up to overcome and survive in the brutal post-war world. While the sole survivor was able to experience the pre-war world, he had his family snatched away in what seemed to him as just an instant, and was abruptly brought out of this cryogenic state and into this new world with zero direction or understanding as to what was really out there. Piper had to really step up and take care of not only herself, but her sister as well, and venture into the world of the unknown with no direction at all, while maintaining a level of integrity and focus on telling the truth. Did you enjoy having Piper as a companion during your time exploring the Boston Commonwealth? Did you find her to be as relatable as a character as I do? Share your thoughts down in the comments below. I'd love to see how you guys feel about her as a character. Thanks for tuning into this episode of our Fallout Deep Dive series. And until next time, be sure to repair your armor and polish your weapon before heading out into the wasteland. And we'll see you on the next video.